points I'd want to take away. You don't have to be a liberal to find that outrageous. All you have to be is someone who believes that in this country, law is king. No individual person is
right.
king. That's all.
Right.
That's not a liberal or a radical position. It's the normal position.
Right.
Okay, well, Professor, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much, Professor Lawrence Charles, who said from Harvard. Here now, Professor Max Rose and Gretchen Carlson. So, you know, look, Gretchen, there's really no other way to look at it than this is a huge win for the executive branch.
Yes.
In this case, led by Donald Trump, which means his policies, whether it's on transgender surgeries or birthright citizenship.
Yeah, and to echo something the professor just said, the first thing that came to mind today to me was that we may now have a king. This is so different from how the separation of powers have worked in this nation for decades and decades. So, look, big picture, yes, huge win for Trump. But something I want to bring up tonight is that I believe this will change the way that politicking works in America. Because this won't just be for President Trump. I mean, rest assured, he's going to push through a ton of executive orders in the next
Right, yeah, now, I mean, you haven't seen nothing yet,
we
right?
haven't seen nothing yet. However, there's something called the midterm elections coming up. That could change the power in Congress, and Congress can pass legislation to override these executive orders. And
Good.
override this power that he has been given to
Good.
them. Whether
Good.
or not
Good.
that happens is up to the electorate, right?
Right.
But then you look at it even more big picture. And if a Democrat would become president in 3.5 years, they would be given this same power. So this will change the way in which we...
Donald Trump has become king of America, but Americans don't want kings. Donald Trump has become king of America with all the powers of a king. But Americans don't want kings. No, 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 no. Americans don't want kings. No, 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 no. Americans don't want kings. No, 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 no. We don't want kings. Donald Trump, Hitler, has been given all the powers of a king in America. Now it seems, but Americans don't want kings. No, 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 no. Americans don't want kings. No, 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 no. Americans don't want kings. So it seems Trump Hitler has become king of America. That liar and cheat and stealer, yeah, of elections, who never plays fair, who always levels the playing field, so be aware. He's always on top. He's always got it rigged like a top. America doesn't want kings, but Donald Trump has been given all the power of a king today by the Supreme Court, which is also rigged with 3 conservatives he put on. Rig, 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 rig. I'm tired of all that going on. Remember, Donald Trump, you are not king of America, even though the Supreme Court power has been given to you now. The Supreme Court has given you all the power of a king. But you are not king, remember that. You are not king. Remember that.
She's a radical law professor with her head up.
So...
Come on, midterm elections.
They're not saying that
Override
Not saying that, oh, no, no. Oh,
the
now,
Republican
of course,
domination of the
course,
House and
right?
Senate.
But sources have
Put
told
re-
CNN that privately Trump
Republicans
of course,
on the
but now
retreat
now she delivers
and man it
this,
with
and so
Democrats
forget all that.
that will change the law and take away the power of a king for Donald Trump.
Oh, that she was the one that
I think that is
Hitler.
fascinating.
No right or freedom is safe under Trump Hitler. A song. By Paul Beckman, Palu Rainbow Song. created June 27th, 2025. No right or freedom is safe anymore under the presidency while Trump Hitler reigns. The wannabe king and dictator and tyrant of America. What a shame. No right nor freedom exists that can be safe anymore under the reign of Trump Hitler, the wannabe king and dictator of America. A wannabe tyrant, dictator, thug, mobster, impersonating the President of the United States of America, for no real president should be that. As depicted in the Constitution of the United States of America by the Founding Fathers, they would roll over in their graves if they saw what Donald Trump Hitler is doing to America today. They would say, arrest that man. Put him in jail for life. That's right. Wouldn't you agree? The Founding Fathers would roll over in their graves if they saw Donald Trump Hitler today. After writing the Constitution of the United States of America, they would say, hey, this is exactly what we created the three forms of government for. The three branches of government to help check one another, not to be usurped by the President, Trump Hitler. What? What a basket case! What a crazy, crazy megalomaniac, wanting to be like a Putin of Russia, communist Russia, a dictator who idolizes Adolf Hitler, Vladimir Putin, other autocrats. He's got his marbles mixed up, yeah. He's got his screws mixed up. And he wants to do a job, yeah, on all the rights and freedoms guaranteed to Americans under the Constitution of the United States of America by the Founding Fathers. He wants to go ahead and remove them and put everyone in jeopardy. Deport those he doesn't like. My. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger, Will Robinson. We have a man who's impersonating being President of the United States of America and thinks he really is. Well, he may have been elected, but I think it was rigged. Yeah, he does America no justice. Lies. Cheats. Never plays with an even, fair playing field. Everything is rigged to make Donald Trump Hitler win. Again and again and again. A rigged Supreme Court. A rigged this and that. Where does it end? Will it ever? No worries. Remember this. A man or woman may control their own destiny, only up to a point. once that point is reached, you see that the real ruler of all, yes, is God, Jah, vibration, universal and void mind, the twin aspect of the infinite. And you cannot trump that. Donald Trump Hitler, you go ahead and try. You'll never do that. And here's why. It is beyond your capabilities. That's right. You're just a progeny. That's all you are. That's all we all are. Of universal and void mind. And entire. You will find this to be true, so if it gets too much for you, think that all your freedoms and rights have been abused by this one man, don't worry. Put your faith in God. Your faith in God. Your faith in God. Your faith in God. Hark to a higher master than Donald Trump Hitler.